Welcome to episode 2 of Sharks Weekly. I'm your host, Josh Raphael, and I have with me women's head basketball coach, Leanne Freeland Curry. How are you doing today, coach?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good. So you guys had a great weekend, two big impressive victories. First win, 68-49 over Montevello, and the second one was 91-78 over Auburn Montgomery. And I mean, you guys are putting up points. So putting up points, shooting very well from the field. I believe you guys shot 44% from three the first game and 47% from three the second game, which are crazy good numbers. So,
Right.
coach,
We're
I
pretty
gotta
happy
ask
with
you.
that.
Yeah. So I gotta ask, what do you feel like you guys did really well? And kind of like the second part of the question is, what do you think you could have maybe worked on a little bit?
Right. Well, we definitely have a lot we can work on. So we were excited about the two wins. I think we played really well together as a unit. Our energy is really great from on the court to the bench. It was fun to watch the game with the girls to even highlight the bench enthusiasm, which is priceless. It really is. We've got great team chemistry this year, and they're a fun group to work with. So when I was watching, I think overall, just in addition to the enthusiasm, I think we did share the ball very well. We're averaging 18 and a half assists a game right now. And I really would expect this team to be averaging at least 18 to 20 assists because we do share the ball well. We're very unselfish. And I think we play together and make each other better. So it's really exciting for our coaching staff to see the girls have fun together out there. And I think we had a lot of fun. And what can we work on? Oh, we got a list. I'll keep it simple. I think just defensively, we have to be more disciplined, jumping off the ball, making sure that we're eliminating face cuts. Early in the season, that always happens. We start watching the ball and then face cuts occur for easy buckets. So just overall transition defense too, we have to get back and matched up early. And then blocking out. So some just very basic fundamental defensive principles we're working on again just to reiterate the significance of that.
Yeah. And last episode, I know we kind of talked about, how you wanted some experience and you had a lot of transfers come in, that have a lot of experience, such as, Mackenzie Steele, Madison Frederick, and Kiana Grant. And they play phenomenal. I mean, I believe Mackenzie had 14 points, 4 threes the first game. Madison had 11 assists, 11 rebounds the first game, then came back and had 30 the next game. And then Kiana Grant, she's just all over the court, getting steals, getting assists, points, all that. I mean, so kind of talk to me, as a coach, how does it feel to see your transfers come in and just contribute right away? Because a lot of transfers have a little bit of a learning curve, but clearly it seems like they're gelling just fine.
Yeah, I think there's always a curve, and that's the exciting thing about our team is I feel like we're just going to continue to get better every week. And they definitely made an impact this opening weekend. But I do feel like overall, just the team played well together.
Mm-hmm.
And the exciting thing about the team, too, is I think we have a variety of players who can score, and we have a lot of different ways that we can score. So we've got Alexis Bryant inside, who is quite a force, who got in a little bit of foul trouble, but she's really improved from last season down low. And then, of course, Madison Frederick, she can create for others, and obviously we challenged her to get some more shots in game two, and she definitely came to work for that with her 30 points. And Kiana, she can create her own offense from her defense. So Mackenzie had an amazing first game. We probably should have played her more in the second game. I'm not sure how she got hidden in the bench a little bit. That happens sometimes. So the beautiful thing about our team is we do have a deep bench, and as a coaching staff, we have to make sure that we keep everyone flowing in and out and not get anybody trapped on that bench. But overall, we were really excited about the weekend. A lot of opportunity to get better. But I think we had a fun time. Alabama is an interesting trip, and we're pretty happy to be 2-0 right now.
Okay. Were you expecting, I guess you could say your new additions to the team to contribute? So I don't want to say contribute so quickly, but, start to gel with the team so fast. Because like you said, you guys are averaging a lot of assists, and it's clear that you guys play a lot of good team basketball.
Right.
So, are you like surprised that, they're gelling pretty well in terms of just how the flow of the team is? in your play
But
style?
honestly, not really, because we've seen it all preseason.
Mm-hmm.
That we have a team that's very open minded, and our new recruits were a huge part of that. So our returners know what it's all about, and then the newcomers are just trying to learn as they go. But I think because they all have a growth mindset and they're just excited to be on a good team, and they want each other to be better, and they do a great job challenging each other every day. So it really didn't surprise me. I think we do have a great amount of potential with this group, and it's they're doing it. Coaches, we're just here to support them, and I think they've done a great job so far. And even film session, when we watch, like they're pretty honest with themselves about what they have to do better, and that's really important too.
Okay, gotcha. What
Yeah.
would you say going to this weekend against Flaglers, your home opener, November 19th, was like a big point of emphasis that you want to make with your team going into this game?
Sure. Well, we're still breaking down film because we literally just got back in town. We're focusing on us, but we played Flagler last year, and they're very good off the dribble. They're very one-on-one type of team, so we're going to have to defend on the ball. It's really important that we guard our yards. So that was
Mm-hmm.
one thing that we broke down a little bit over the weekend, and we're going to make it an emphasis this week, and hopefully we're stopping penetration a little bit better as we go into this weekend.
Got you.
And rebounding, got to block out every time.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And this last question is really for more so for you. And
Okay.
I know you used to play, and as a coach, watching your team play, like, do you ever just miss it? Do you ever miss being on the court as a player? You
Of
know,
course. Yeah. I mean, I'm 47 years old, but still, like our coaching staff, I'm blessed with a very young and vibrant coaching staff.
yeah,
So they're out there on the court too, but I'll get out there and shoot around a little bit. But I retired a long time ago. I wish, I would like to go back and play one more game. That would be pretty awesome.
yeah.
But go back whenever, I'm at 21, not at 47, but it's a great sport. We love it. We were just talking as a staff earlier about, it's fun to experience this team too, though, because they're a fun group to be around. And I don't know. I'm pretty blessed though that I've been able just to never leave college. So
Yeah.
even though I'm not a player anymore, I get to go to work in the college scene every day, and they keep me young. So that's pretty amazing.
And kind of one last, since we kind of spoke about, your staff, you touched on your staff a little bit.
Yeah.
So, both of your assistant coaches were former players of you. How much do you think that helps, having a staff that, was able to play under you and able to just relate, like, maybe some of your athletes don't really know what you're referring to. You have athletes who play for you are able to relay that message for you in a sense.
Right. It's really important. And I was really excited that they both wanted to join the staff this year. And they've done a remarkable job so far. It's great. And I trust them 110%. So it's really helpful to me, though. I see them pulling players off to the side a lot during practice to help them understand, or just, let them know, hey, you're fine. Let's just get lower, or just
Yeah.
motivating them. And they have been very, very helpful so far. And I think, they're young and inexperienced, but every day they're better, and it's exciting. So they've helped me out a lot, and especially with the technology side of things. It's not my forte, so they're very helpful in a lot of different ways. But both of them are great because they're thinking ahead too, always about what we need to do better as a staff or with the team too. So it's been really priceless because they definitely know what it takes to be successful at the college level, and especially in our program. Good question.
Of course. Well, Coach, I do appreciate you coming on, answering a few questions for me. If you guys are tuned in, November 19th at 2 p.m., home opener against Flagler, your women's basketball team will be playing. So make sure everyone that's watching, make sure you go support your women's basketball team. Coach, thank you again for coming
Thank
on.
you.
We'll be back next week again. Thank you.
Sounds great. All right. See you soon.
And now I have with me in our second edition of Sharks Weekly, episode 2, I have with me Hailey Conley, starting guard for the Nova Southeastern women's basketball team. How are you doing today, Hailey?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. So, last year you started off with a bang. You had your first couple of games, you're on fire. Obviously, unfortunately, your season was cut short with injury. So, I feel like we kind of want to know, like the audience wants to know, like, how did it feel to kind of get through all that and deal with all that adversity? Kind of walk us through that.
Yeah, for sure. Coming off of a COVID year where we had to practice for an entire year and didn't have one game, I was definitely itching to get back on the court last year. So to have that cut a lot shorter than I expected was definitely very disappointing. But I wouldn't trade the whole experience for the world because I learned so much about it. And the team that we have this year coming in, they've been so supportive of me. I wasn't cleared, initially in preseason. It took me a little bit to get back into the swing of things, but they're super supportive. And just being back on the court has felt great. There's definitely, a few things that I'm still, trying to adjust and get back into. But overall, again, like I said, like the team has made it really easy to come back on the court and kind of pick up right where I left off.
Gotcha. So kind of like walk me through that first game, just back on the court, just, shooting again, like just official, not preseason, it's not practice, kind of just walk me through like how you're feeling, like where your headspace at, things like that.
Right. Yeah. Game day, it was kind of like I was talking to coach about it. It was like a mix of nerves and excitement. Because games are entirely different from practice. You could practice as many times as you want. It's completely different than a game. So I definitely was, a little bit nervous, but once, we got that tip and it started, I definitely like all the nerves left and it was mostly just excitement. And then I, kind of got lost in the game and from there it was fine. But I would say leading up to that point, it was a little bit, my emotions are a little bit all over the place. But again, like this year, we have a lot of people on the team that are also coming back from knee injuries. So we are kind of all in the same boat. So that was also super helpful that I wasn't going through it all by myself. And there were a bunch of us that had to go through it together.
Of course. And as you speak about the team, what are your like expectations and goals for your team this year? Obviously, I know it's winning. Obviously, I know it's going to be winning, but I mean, do you have other team goals that you kind of want to accomplish with your team?
Of course. As soon as we all got together, we all knew that this team is special. Personally, I feel like this team is, definitely separated from the past experiences I've had. And there's definitely something very special about this group. We have great chemistry. We all work really hard. And that's another thing is our goals are constantly changing. Once we reach one goal, we're making a next one the next day. We want to keep moving up. So it's going to kind of be like that all season. Obviously we want to do as well as we can in conference and keep going, but ultimately we're looking, to be as best as we can in March. And that just goes back to improving every day.
Got you. And what are some individual goals you have for yourself?
Individually, I mean, I think every year that I've played here, I've kind of had a different role on the team. This year we have so many different areas where people can score. So in the past where I've had more pressure to shoot or, I've had to be the point guard in the past. This year it's kind of it's going to differ game by game because we have so many shooters, we have so many drivers, we have people who can take up the ball. So I'm really just trying to do whatever the team needs during that day. I'm going to work hard and do whatever I can, whatever coach asks me to do. But yeah, I would just say individually, just help the team do whatever I can to help us win.
Great answer. And kind of really, kind of let's, get off, the team for a little bit more so you, because I feel like our audience, they see you and, they know that you're on the basketball team, you go out, you get buckets, you do all that. So I feel like, we really want to know you. So kind of why did you start playing basketball? Like what would you say is your why?
My why, really, I started playing because of family. Me and my brother, we'd play basketball every single day. And I kind of wanted to play because he played and I thought it was really cool. And, I was kind of into every sport. And then I just started to really develop a love for the game. I had a super competitive nature from a young age, and basketball was really, up there with more than any other sport that I played. I just love the competitiveness of it. I love, how there's always an opportunity to get better. And this is my last year. I'm prepared to go out with a bang. This is my last year of basketball, so I'm willing to give it everything that I can and make it the best.
Gotcha. Is it like a bittersweet feeling, like knowing that, man, like this is like my last year, like Does that ever like hit you sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, technically this is like my third senior year, so I've kind of, gone into this 3 times knowing it's
Yeah.
my last one. But I'm definitely excited. I'm not really focused on, it ending because I just have I know that it's gonna, end on a good note with this team.
Yeah.
So really I'm just focusing on making this the best season that I possibly can. And yeah, I mean, it is sad that this is my last year, but at the same time that I know that, this year is really special and I wouldn't want to end my career with any other group.
Got you. And well, Hailey, I just want to say thank you, for taking the time out your day to come on. Obviously, you guys have a home game November 19th against Flagler. Everyone, if you're watching, go tune into that game. You're going to want to be there. It's a home opener. Again, Hailey, thank you for coming on. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you so much. You too.